new album, Radio Silence, is out now, performing Heads Up, Eyes Open, featuring Rick Ross, Yummy Bingham, and The Roots. Please welcome back Talib Kweli!
Yeah. Tonight's show, make some noise. Give it up for the hardest working band in the world, The Roots crew. Yeah. We taking stock right now. A wise man know what he know and what he doesn't. If he's not really sure what he's saying, he don't discuss it.
Yeah, man.
That's true.
That's true. The wise man, right?
That's true.
How that first line go? A wise man knows.
A wise man know what he know and what he doesn't. If he's not really sure what he's saying, he don't discuss it.
Mm-hmm.
Shut up.
A righteous man walks the earth without judgment and loves his enemies enough to deliver justice. A pious man relies on religion for his direction. At times he introspective, but his Bible he'll never question. A dying man will make a confession, trying to get into heaven, thinking his lifestyle is blocking his blessing.
Ooh, keep going.
A violent man will stock up on weapons and go to war for his, get post-traumatic stress disorder, become an officer. A man of peace uses his words in different mediums. He'll bleed for his belief, practicing civil disobedience. An honest man knows only liars scared of the truth. His word is his bond, but his actions always the proof. A faithful man never need evidence to believe, but still he gotta work for the blessings that he receives. Let's go.
Talib Kweli.
Love it.
We had this whole discussion. I was trying to tell him in the hallway. I had too many things on my head. What were we discussing this morning, Tracy G? First break.
Oh my goodness! Wait,
That was a long time ago.
DB.
We were discussing about basically trying to
Oh, okay, got it.
place your significance in hip hop. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay.
Not to necessarily say a rank of like, top 5 or who's the
yeah.
best, you know what I mean? But just trying to figure out, your impact, your legacy, the people you work with, and trying to factor in all of that stuff and figure
Yeah.
out like where does Talib Kweli fit as far as the long-term game in hip hop. You know what I mean?
Okay. Yeah, I'm the connector. You know what I'm saying?
Speak on that.
I'm the connector. Like back in the days, my groups was Reflection Eternal.
Yep.
With High Tech. Shout out to High Tech. Black Star with Most Def.
Yeah.
But people hear my new album. Like I got people like this Jay Electronica on it, and
Yeah.
Bilal, Robert Glasper, and BJ Chicago Kid. People you would think that I would work with, but other people like Rick Ross and Waka Flocka, people like that, who people are surprised to see me work with. But 10 years ago on Eardrum, I had Jean Grey
Yeah.
and KRS One on that album, but I also had Nora Jones and Justin Timberlake. You know what I'm saying? So it's always been, I've always walked the line and been in many different groups, from Styles to Ninth Wonder to, to just connecting all the artists together, regardless of what vibe you on. Like that's been my whole vibe, is the community, like how jazz artists used to do.
And that's how I think it should be, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we shouldn't be separated by these categories or these genre perimeters that seem to be set up for us in music.
Nah, absolutely, and it's a challenge for me as an artist. I run to the challenges. Of course, there's things that in my wheelhouse and things that I'm very good at. But I would not be the artist I am if I didn't constantly try to push and challenge. A lot of times, the fans want to hear something that makes them feel comfortable.
Yeah.
And I know how to do that too. But for myself, I got to keep challenging myself artistically.
So let me ask you this, because we were talking about, Tracy, you'll remember, we were talking about...
Thank you.
Here you come. I'm going to bring you in. Watch.
Set it up.
Here it goes. Okay, so we were talking about, I was saying how versatile I think you are, and the fact that just like a LL or a Jay-Z...
Oh, man, that's heavy praise.
Well, I got it, because you got to put it in context.
Yeah.
Even a Too Short, or E40, these guys who've been around and consistent and sustained a certain level of... relevance in a sense. I have to put you in those categories now, because and as I'm looking at your body of work from the beginning days to now, like quality to now, I have never, even prior to that, I haven't heard anything that made me go, Kweli fell off.
Right.
I'm always expecting great work. Tracy said this morning, what do you think would people accept Kweli rapping over trap beats?
Right.
And how would that sound? That's kind of what you did with the Chips joint, though.
Yeah,
with Waka, right?
Yeah, the Chips joint. It's not the first time I've done that. I got a joint with Gucci Man, Poltergeist.
Yeah.
I got on the last on the Gravitas album, I did a couple things, New Leaders with Underachievers, and but it's interesting. That's a gift and a curse, right? Because at the beginning of my career, no one knew who I was. And the idea that you could get on stage and no one's expecting nothing, and then you blow them away, that's kind of what you always want. You don't want people to expect You know, you want people to manage their own expectations. I've seen reviews of this album. You know, I read a lot of reviews. I'm egotistical like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, but, you know, I don't take them to heart, but I read all of them just to see what the scuttlebutt is.
Yeah.
You know, and I've seen reviews, and it's not the first time I've seen this in my career where people are expecting so much that they're like, yeah, this album was cool. Like, there was one review I really liked where the dude was like, he gave the album like a 7 or 8. He didn't give it a 10, but he was like, it's because it's you know, I expected Quality to be dope. So he didn't do anything other than what I expected. So, you know.
But that's what I'm saying too. I always expect you.
So my challenge at that point is to exceed your expectations.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like, to be like, okay, you expected it to be dope, but I expected it to be that dope. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's really what my job is, and that's subjective.
Yeah.
So for some people, I do that every album. Some people, I do that every other album. Some people are just like, I only like Black Star or only like this one. You know what I'm saying? But I think I'm pretty dope. You know what I'm saying?
No, you're dope, man. Go ahead.
So then when it comes to exploring and just giving yourself a wide palette of inspiration, does it go beyond listening to new music? Like, do you feel like, okay, there's nothing like different. There's not this big drop of wisdom that's telling me the direction to go, and I need to go fly somewhere, or I need to read a different book, or I need to watch a different kind of movie, or hang with different people?
I'm blessed to live a life that the inspiration is just always provided. I've always been blessed, and maybe it's just because I love this hip hop so much. I've never had to look for the inspiration.
Got it.
I've had spells where, you know, maybe you do get writer's block. But I mean, obviously not for that long. You know, I'm on my 16th album. You know what I'm saying? So I've never had to
wow.
like.
Damn, he just done?
He did real smooth with it.
Tracy.
No, but I mean, you know, I find inspiration that, like, I'm rewarded by it as well. Like, I can feed my family with it. So it's like, even if I were to like feel like, oh, you know what, I'm never the type of person. I think it's kind of arrogant. It's kind of privileged to be like, oh, there's nothing good out. There's nothing for me to listen to. Like, okay, I mean, one, that's not true. You know what I'm saying? There's always something that you never heard. But even if new stuff ain't coming out, there's a whole decades of records from the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s that you haven't heard, that you haven't mastered. If what's out new now is not inspirational to you, go listen to classic rock. You know what I'm saying? Go listen to, you know, dubstep. Go listen to Figure It Out. There's so much, this music is an infinite amount of good music to be discovered.
Great.
Talib Kweli is it.
I'm gonna try to keep this short, but I was having a conversation the other day about. I feel like music is almost the only medium as far as entertainment goes where somebody can propel themselves into the spotlight with the rest of the people who have been in the game for a long time. Like, an athlete can't post a video on his Instagram and next thing be playing in the NBA. Actor can't put a video up of themselves doing a little, you know, mini film and being a
It's
Oscar.
getting there with the acting, though. But that's right. That's a new thing. That's a newer thing. I come from the era where if you didn't go gold on your first project, your career was in jeopardy.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Now you could just be like an amateur. And that's a gift and a curse too, because you have a lot of amateurs who post on social media and they get really famous. They have a hit record, but then they get on that big summer jam stage or that big stage, and people are like, "What is this?"
They look horrible.
Yeah, and it's
They're not
unfair to the
ready.
artists. They never went through the training.
Well, that's where I come in. Just how I salute your career and love it. I think you go back to 1998 with Mos Def and Talib and Black Star, and it's just like 20 years ago, you might as well say now, with us coming in 2018, you could never imagine hearing your voice on a stage at a night show like at a Jimmy Fallon. It just wasn't available for us.
No, you're absolutely
It wasn't
right.
available for us. But to see you here, to see you at Soundset, like completely rip that stage apart was incredible.
Yeah.
And then to turn
Thank you,
around
Heather.
not so many months later and at Radio City Music Hall with Dave Chappelle, with the way y'all came out and performed in front of a completely different audience. I was like, this is the true test, you know, because you have to make those adjustments, which I think to DB, a lot of people posting shit and a lot of people getting breaks, but those adjustments that you have to make from doing a SOBs to a Jimmy Fallon to a festival
Summer
to
Jam.
Radio City Music Hall is like, yo, salute, brother.
thank you, man.
Seriously, that is incredible.
It means a lot coming from y'all, because I mean, you know, like you've mastered many different mediums, Heather. You've been doing this for a long time. You know, all of y'all up here. You know, y'all have
Thank you.
y'all have transformed or revolutionized the morning show. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, it's a staple of entertainment, the radio morning show, and what y'all do up here is cultural. You know what I'm saying? It's not just for the ratings.
Oh, it's mutual.
Talib
brother.
Kweli,
Seriously,
man.
so dope.
So much love.
I heard Jay, and I'm paraphrasing, saying that when you brought up Dave Chappelle, when they asked about our political leaders of today, he named Dave Chappelle.
Future president.
That's a good-
and that's a
Dave Chappelle is brilliant. He's
Yeah.
brilliant. He's revolutionary.
Yeah.
He's extra for the people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? For the culture. But he's the unique type of person who's brilliant and revolutionary and super black.
Yeah.
But the way that he carries himself is racist. It doesn't matter when you come to see him. You know, when you come to see him, when you see him do them jokes, he's talking to and for us.
Yeah.
As black people, as poor people, as people who are going through oppression and strife. He's speaking to and for us. But even if you're a rich white dude from the suburbs, you're going to still laugh at Dave Chappelle's jokes because he's that much of a genius.
Yeah, I agree. Talib Kweli is here. Radio Silence is the name of his album.
Yes.
And what's the meaning behind Radio Silence?
Radio Silence, when I first started recording it, I was moving into a space where, I mean, y'all know me, y'all seen me around for years.
Yeah.
I always go around and I shake the DJ's hands, and, you know what I'm saying? Wonder might see me up at the club, and, you know, I go out, I pay for the radio promotion, and I do the videos, and I remove myself from the industry and try to build an industry around myself. So if the radio, which has been such a huge part of hip hop, if the radio goes silent, the people still know where to find me at qualityclub.com, or that my fans still come to me.
Yeah.
And, you know, with the exception of what a lot of people do on Sirius XM, that's more of a critique of, you know, the commercial radio.
Yeah.
But the idea that I don't have to play those radio games anymore.
Yeah.
And I could just make the music I want to make. And you would think that an artist like me has moved away from that long time ago, which I have creatively, but still business-wise, I'm still, you know, doing all the political stuff.
Yeah.
And this album, I changed my focus. I started that change on Prisoner Conscious, but I'm way more there now.
Okay, Talib Kweli, man, and congratulations, because that's really moving in the direction where things are in general, if you ask me.
Freedom.
Freedom.
Oh, yeah.
Create your own industry. Make them come to you. Let's play the song, the title song, Radio Silence,
That's
right
an
now.
interesting choice. Shout out to Mike and I.
Yeah. Mike and I. You know, all right, we'll talk about that up next. Sway in the morning. Radio Silence.
Yeah.
Featuring Amber Kaufman and Mike and I from Freestyle Fellowship.
Shout out to Amber Kaufman. Shout out to Mike and Nine, Freestyle Fellowship. The whole project blowed.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
man.
saying?
That was Mike and Nine, man. I don't know how you found Mike and Nine, bro.
Man, Mike and Nine used to be managed by Kedar Massenberg.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Right?
Okay.
And Kedar used to live around the corner from me. And Mike had gone to a bodega and met my roommate on Klassen and Gates. Right?
Oh, wow.
And-
Came to the fullest.
Yeah, no doubt. Micah came over my house to smoke weed because he met my roommate, and that's how we became friends. And then he moved in.
Damn. Okay.
And Micah moved in, and then Kedar
What strand was
Massenberg.
that?
Right.
This shit's so good, I gotta stay here.
Yeah, no doubt. Shout out to Microphone Mike. We've been friends for, you know, over 20 years, and we never put out no records. This is our first record.
That's
that
your first
we
time.
put out together, yeah.
So Kedar didn't have a problem with him living
He
there?
did. This is how I met Kedar Massenberg. He banged on my door and asked for money. You know what I'm saying? I was like, nah, get the fuck out of here. The fuck is wrong with you? You know what I'm saying?
Ask for money.
Yeah, he asked for money because it was like Micah had given me money for rent. So he was
Okay.
like, nah, he was like, I'm his manager. He wasn't supposed to do that. You need to give me his money back. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Nah, we had a problem. Me and Kedar had a problem, but that's my man now with,
Yeah.
with his suits and everything.
Kweli
You know what I'm
almost
saying?
beat up Kedar.
He done came up. Oh no, Kedar was in them streets official, man.
Yeah.
I didn't know that back then when I was arguing with him on my stoop, but I learned later. You know what I'm saying?
That he was in the streets. But he had D'Angelo, right?
This was
Erica?
pre-D'Angelo, so we went in the studio. I seen D'Angelo working on that original record. You know what I'm saying? Like when Erica was living at the Four Circle in the square over there in Fort Greene. You know what I'm saying? Like that was the rudiments of all of this.
So Neo Soul and all of that started kind of.
It was in Brooklyn.
It was in Brooklyn.
With Kedar Massenberg. He was managing D'Angelo, Erica, and Mike and I.
Mike and I. And then he later got Chico, right?
And Chico DeBarge.
Chico
And then
DeBarge.
and then because of my relationship with Kedar, I ended up on the Chico DeBarge album. We did a song Math together.
Damn, that's crazy. So my relationship with Kedar, I bumped into him in Hollywood once he got past the hood stuff.
Right.
And he saw me and Tech walking down the street he lived on and invited us into his condo and cooked us turkey bacon. That was the first time I ever had turkey bacon.
Right, that's like New Rich when you have a condo in L.A. and you're making turkey bacon.
Yeah, Talib Kweli is here. The new project is called Radio Silence. It's out now, man. This is one you definitely want to get. Christina's on the line from San Jose. Chris,
Hey,
what up?
Chris.
Hey, Chris.
Hi guys! Oh
Hi.
my goodness, Talib.
What's up?
By the way, all of you guys, you guys make my morning every day. And I can't believe you're talking about Micah 9. I'm thinking about Mike Aaron and Eddie. Like I just had a really crazy flashback. But I'm just basically calling. I know. I'm feeling real old right now.
Hey, we all showing our age right now.
Historians.
Mature
Yeah,
like fine
definitely.
wine.
Yes.
Experience.
Mature.
So I'm from the Bay Area. I'm a single mama of 2, Mexican American. I've got 2 teenage daughters, and just want to let you know that me and Dad, we're raising them on you, and we're raising them on Reflection Eternal, Black Star, everything you've done, and I'm just basically calling to show some love. Like you've been educating me. You educate me all the time, and here in the Bay Area, I work in the homeless shelter. So with that beautiful struggle, we've got issues with money. Obviously, we've got issues with addiction, issues with politics that are not helping us do what, get us where we need to be. So every time I'm listening to you, you educate me more. I go back and you give me inspiration to say things and do things that are just going to make it better and get us where we need to be, because you just keep talking. And I had to show that love to you. Like I don't get that type of education from music as much as I used to, but when I pop something in of Talib, I get it, and it brings me back, and I'm motivated, and I'm just moving forward. So thank you.
Thank you. Man, that is a compliment of the highest order. I am humbled and blessed, and that's so much love. Like the Bay Area is hands down my biggest market. Yeah. It's the market I perform in the most. It's the market I make the most money in. And the Bay Area, I think the Bay Area has a connection with New York City. People always compare San Francisco to Manhattan and Oakland to Brooklyn and just the whole. The community of the Bay Area has not just been revolutionary with people like the Panthers and such, but also independent when it comes to hip hop. From the Mac Dre's to the Too Shorts to the High Roast.
Talk your shit,
you know what I'm saying? I know about the Bay.
Started with the Bay. Don't do it, Kweli. Don't do it.
But the Bay is so Bay. Like even when you and Yasin Bey went out,
Did he really just co-op Yasin Bey?
That was a bar.
I'm just saying.
You know why he changed his name? Because he wanted to be from the Bay.
Man. But as Black Star, Big Von went on the road with you, right?
Big Von is one of the Black Star DJs. He's probably the most consistent one. We've gone out with Preservation, with J-Rock and certain other people, of course. But yeah, Big Von, because Big Von, is very instrumental in my career in the industry. He was one of the first mainstream radio DJs to show Black Star love, to show myself love. You know
Absolutely, man. Yeah. You can find him on Shade 4-5 Sunday.
Yes.
Big Von. All right.
Sunday service.
That's right. Sunday service. We're going to go to, who else we got? Tim in Wisconsin on the line. Tim, good morning.
Tim.
Wisconsin.
What's popping?
How you guys doing this morning? Talib, how you doing?
What's up, Tim?
So I just wanted to first and foremost thank you. First time I ever heard Reflection Eternal. I was listening to nothing wrong with commercial music, commercial hip-hop, but first time I listened to Reflection Eternal, it really made me jump down a hole I had never found before, and I'm still digging down that hole to this day. So
wow, that's
I just wanted to thank you.
No, thank you.
So we've mentioned High Tech, your relationship with High Tech, and how formative that's been over these years, but your credential, your pedigree, I guess I should say. I mean, you've worked with Just Blaze, Jay Dilla, Madlib, Pete Rock. You've worked with so many incredible producers over your entire career. Who was your favorite to work with, and why? And what would you say is the most interesting about them?
That's a great question. Absolutely. The correct answer to that question is High Tech. You know what I'm saying? Because that's my partner. That's who I came in the game with. He gets the most love from me out of all of them. But being that you already said High Tech, it's a tie between like DJ Quick and Jay Dilla. You know what I'm saying? And Dilla is self-explanatory. You know what I'm saying? Like my whole experience going to Detroit, I flew to Detroit. Frank and Dank picked me up in the white cocaine limousine. They had Hennessy and fur coats. And, you know what I'm saying? We really did the Detroit experience when I recorded with Dilla. You know what I'm saying? But DJ Quick, I learned a lot. I've recorded like 3-4 songs with him, and he produced my vocals in a way that really helped me become better as an artist. The way he had me recording my vocals and was very encouraging.
What do you mean? Give me an example.
I'd be recording, I'd do the verse, and he'd be like, man, that's dope. Oh my God, oh, you killing him, you slaying him. You know what? But if you did it one more time, just do it one more time.
Yeah.
And his whole style of like encouragement and coaching, it was like he was critiquing me.
Yeah, helping you
but
find
making
that
me
voice.
feel good.
Yeah.
And I was able to knock out verses, in a couple of takes, and then to watch him go in the studio, like when you listen to Quick's music, you might think it's keyboard driven and electronic, but it's really organic. He's bringing in live musicians. He had like a bag of like African noise makers, you know what I'm saying? Like shakers and things. When you hear those little bells and whistles and Quick tracks, a lot of people depend on the computers for that.
Yeah.
And I watched this man make something that sounded new and fresh and almost digital, but make it with organic instruments.
Wow. Man, Tim, great question. But Quick, man, that's another legend.
Yeah.
Tim, thank you, man. You're a citizen.
I sway in the morning, homie.
All right, we're gonna go to New Orleans. Daryl, what up, D?
Daryl, I'm gonna be in New Orleans. I don't remember the venue, but I'm in New Orleans with Soul Rebels, Currency, and Robert Glasper on Friday.
Oh.
So come and find me.
Y'all gonna cut up.
Oh yeah.
I'm not in New Orleans right now. I'm out here in Cupertino.
Okay.
Damn.
But
that's Northern Cali.
I just want. I just wanted to say, man, this album, bro, it's like a period to the good music you had all year, man.
Oh, thank you, brother.
You know,
Thank you.
this is awesome, bro. And I just want to know if that Nocturnal is like the answer to that respiration.
That's interesting. I'm glad that people are catching up with Nocturnal. Nocturnal is an answer to the Tribe Called Quest record. The night is on the mind. The sun will still shine. When you listen to that record, Nocturnal, I was trying to recreate that Tribe Called Quest record.
Really?
That's what I was trying to do.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but people, you're not the first person. Tim, is it Tim?
Tim. Yeah. No, this is Daryl.
Daryl, my bad, Daryl. You're not the first person to ask me what I was trying to do with that record. So I'm glad that people are noticing that it was an homage. You know what I'm saying?
What do you think? We saw Q-Tip come out and protest at the Grammys. what did you think about that? Do you feel like he has a point? I'm riding with Tip, man.
Well, you got to ride with the OGs. I mean, I think Tip was he took it very personal.
Yeah.
And you saw that in the way that he addressed the situation. The Grammy thing, he was absolutely right to call it out. It's a sham, the way that it's decided. And I think he's correct to say all due respect to some of the people who got the nomination. I think it was Migos and Cardi B and Jay-Z and Kendrick and Rhapsody, and absolutely all of them. I feel like all of them have put in work.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Deserving. But I mean, Tribe Called Quest, I understand that because I have my own situation with Grammy people over the years. I've had a sort of turbulent relationship with Grammys because what they try to do is they try to take advantage of artists and they get you out there working for free because everybody wants to be down with the Grammys, so they take advantage of that and they get you out there. You be doing these panels. They want you to participate in events and stuff, and then it's like they not really showing no love. And are you supposed to get nominated just because you did the work? No, but goddamn it, you should pay me then.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If I ain't going to get a nomination,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
One or the other.
What am I working for free for?
Tribe should have got nominated simply for the work. Like,
I
just
agree.
bottom line, it was their last record.
Nah, it's supposed to be like how Denzel got the training day.
Yeah.
Right.
This was supposed to be Tip's
just a
training
gimme.
day.
Yeah.
Yup, just automatic. We rocking with you, Tip.
We got you, Tip.
doubt.
Talib Kweli. Hey, man, did you bring any bars with you? I'm just curious.
I mean, look. I'm an MC and I'm on Sway in the Morning.
Okay.
So you can't say no, but I will say I'm at the look. I did 2 albums this year. I'm out of rhymes, man.
Okay.
But you know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm out of rhymes.
That was
I
the
never
thought.
I never thought that I would, but I mean, I will still rap. I'll dig deep. You know what I'm saying?
That's
If you
some
insist.
real shit. I'm out of rhymes. Sway, I gotta go to the gas
Talib
station.
always real.
Yeah,
This is my homie,
I'll
man.
dig deep, man. It's Sway in the Morning. You know what I'm saying?
I kind of wanted to hear you over a trap beat too.
Oh man, I don't know if I'm astute enough to freestyle over a trap beat. You know what I'm saying? But throw something on. Let's see what we.
Let's see what happens. If it don't work, we'll edit it out.
right. Let's do that.
Dead ass. All right.
Yeah, dead ass. We in New York now, for real.
Okay, Talib Kweli, Sway in the Morning, a true MC, a true hyena.
Yeah. Quality, you know I'ma always be spitting it. Yeah, I'm like 2 Chainz, you know I'm different. Yeah. I'm still spitting it, I'm still fucking getting it. Yo, rocking that Haroon shirt by Chase, Infinite, yeah. Whoa. Quality, and I'm self-scientific. Yeah. Get on the trap beat, know I'm gonna rip it. Yeah. Freestyle got the album done. Me and Styles P, I'm like Martin, he like Malcolm's son. Oh, walk in the room and I see the ratio. Whoa, yo, bringing that silence to the fucking radio. Whoa, whoa, except for Sirius XM. Heather beat and sway my fucking hip hop best friends. Hey, what up to Tracy? Go back like house music and fucking Doug Lazy. She's such a fucking lady. These new kids is like they fucking drug crazy. Whoa, whoa, rest in peace to Lil Peep. Yeah. Part of me gotta get a little deep. Never heard about that little nigga until he passed. Rest in peace, I smoked the gas. I'm trying to dig deep.
That was actually not bad, bro.
I was trying to dig deep, you know.
Yeah, man. No, I like. Did you like that?
Trap beats is hard for me because my inclination is to rhyme double time on trap beats.
Yeah.
So it's hard. It's easier for me to freestyle over a more traditional beat. But yeah, I mean, I gotta practice.
That wasn't bad though, man. I saw you doing it off the top.
It's a weird tempo to catch on the trap beat though, because like you said, you either do double or you go extremely slow.
Right? Or you just do. It's just called hook rap.
Right.
Hook rap.
Yeah, it's just all the hooks.
Yeah, and a lot of slogans.
Yeah.
You shout out a lot of slogans.
Repeat everything.
Yeah,
Yes,
you repeat that shit a couple of times.
Right.
You got to hit
Gucci,
records.
Gucci.
Before you go, man, I wanted to dissect some lyrics real quick before you go in our lyrical breakdown.
I don't get it. What exactly don't you get?
Breaking down the lyrics you may not understand.
What the hell did you just say?
It's the lyrical breakdown.
I can break it down like whatever you want.
On Sway in the Morning.
Oh, so this is like a whole segment that you have like production for.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. We've been doing this since way before Genius.
Okay, I've never heard the lyrical breakdown. That's good. This is up my alley right here.
Okay, cool, man. I chose the song. What I do is I go on the album, and if the first verse that just like make me triple take it, you know, I go back and I want to understand what it says. And so when I know I got the artist come, I just asked you directly. So for all of us, verse 1, I just kind of like to know what was the motivation behind the lyrics. And our struggle is a strain, then the strain is dominant. If our struggle is a strain, then the strain is dominant. What does that mean?
So, you know, when you talk about melanin,
yes,
people who study melanin, they talk about it being a dominant strain. It's like when two people from different races have a baby, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's the problem with like these Nazis and these white supremacists. They know that when white people have babies with people of color, they look more like people of color.
Yeah.
And which is, diversity is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful thing. But it's because that strain, that melanin strain is so strong, you could have the white skin, but it's going to give you that black nose and that black hair still. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I'm speaking directly to black cultural issues in that one bar. Yeah. Where I'm like, what's the lyric again?
It says, if our struggle is a strain, then the strain is dominant.
Right, and it's also a double entendre because strain, of course, straining your back and working hard. So I'm using strain in two different ways.
Okay, second line. My name is prominent for entertainment that's laced with consciousness.
Yeah, I mean, people, when people think about me, they be like, Kweli, okay, he does conscious rap. You know what I'm saying? They associate me with that immediately. So I'm very proud to be associated with that.
Absolutely. All right. Most people try to downplay that.
Yeah.
But really, it's just common sense, like Lonnie Lynn.
That's Common's birth name.
Yes.
He likes to go by Rashid these days.
Yes.
But he's really Lonnie Lynn Jr. His mama call him Lonnie Lynn, I'm going to call him Lonnie Lynn.
There it is. You don't need binoculars to see the light coming through the dome like it's an Oculus.
Right, so I wanted to rhyme. I had to, after I said Lonnie Lynn, I was like, I want to rhyme Oculus next, but I wasn't sure what an Oculus was.
Yeah.
So I had to Google it. The word, I was like, I want to use that word. I Googled it, and I saw it was like a thing, like a prism where you look through and the light shines, so that's where I got that bar from.
Yo, I like the fact that you admitted that you didn't know what the word was, because I know you read a lot too. So your vocabulary,
I read enough to know that word existed.
Yes, right.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Like it was in my brain, but I was like, I want to make sure that the metaphor makes sense, so I had to look it up.
Exactly.
Okay. The common myth that we're savages with no history or accomplishments or knowledge of ourselves, they did a job on us.
Yeah, I mean, that's the way oppression works. Oppression convinces the oppressed that it's their fault.
Yeah.
The oppressor convinces the oppressed it's his fault that he's dealing with oppression. So it's the myth. Racism is a new construct in the world. It was created by Europeans to justify the slave trade. And what they did was they convinced the world that blackness is a sin. Blackness is evil. Blackness is savagery. Blackness is laziness. So it's like it's a myth. It's not real.
Yeah.
But they've convinced us. So now they don't even have to put chains on us. We keep the chains on ourselves. Wow, it got quiet in there.
Gotta let that shit breathe right there, man. All right. Considering the prediction of economists, machines will do our jobs for us. The future for the working class is ominous.
And that brings it all back because I started talking about blackness with the strain is dominant, right? But, class and race are intertwined.
Yeah.
The top 1% is 96% white. And that's on purpose. It's not just a coincidence or a coinkydink. It was designed that way from slavery so that generational wealth is passed down from slave masters to their children. So when people talk about slaveries back in the days, America became rich off of that generational wealth. And that's where white privilege comes from. But with that being said, there's a lot of our white brothers and sisters who are not rich, who are poor people. And the rich top 1% is mostly white. They are also shitting on those poor people just like they shitting on us. So even though I started talking about black people, I ended the verse talking about the class struggle and saying how really it don't matter what race you are because these machines, everything is for profit. They're going to cut the working class out of the future. That's what they try to do regardless of race. So I started talking about race issues, but I ended trying to bring it back to a class issue.
Yeah, we just reported the other day how by the year 2030, 375 million workers worldwide are going to have to find a new career because things are going to be fully automated.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, and look, that's the technology always affects poor people the most first. You know what I'm saying? Like technology is a great thing. Technology is a great, it can be a gift and a curse.
It's a tool.
This will be the last line, and I'm going to play the song. They got us indoctrinated through a brew, a religion mixed in with abuse. Emotional, we sit in pews. It's physical, we get the noose.
Right.
And hang ourselves, refusing to name ourselves, refuse to change ourselves. What are your thoughts on religion?
Religion is the opiate of the masses, is what some people have said. So I tend to be more spiritual. But there's great life lessons and parables in just about every religion that you can benefit from. The idea that there's something above us, not physically above us, but something that connects us all together. It's like trees taking oxygen and put out carbon dioxide. Or no, we take in oxygen, we put out carbon dioxide, and then the trees do the reverse. We can't survive without the trees can't survive without us. It's all a connection. Whatever that connection is called, that's what I call God. The idea that all living things need each other. Like when you read a Asada's book, and it's interesting because this song starts with an Asada quote. When you read Asada's book, one of the most powerful parts is when she's in solitary confinement. She talks about human touch. She said the most torturous thing I ever had to deal with was not being touched physically by another human being for a number of years, and that crushed her spirit. You know what I'm saying? So it was like I consider myself a spiritual person, and what that's talking about is how religion has been used. The slave ships was called the Jesus and the Mary. Like they came in the name of Christianity. When you see the KKK, they come in the name of Christianity. When you see ISIS, they come in the name of Islam. When you see what's happening in Palestine, they come in the name of Judaism. So it's like religion has been used for evil, and that doesn't make anyone who practices these religions evil. But I'm trying to get to the root of the fruit, which is what is the message in the religion as opposed to the dogma and the radicalism, because the dogma and the radicalism gets people killed.
Talib Kweli, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, man, that's my brother right here.
Sir.
Radio Silence is the name of the project. If you listen to us, if you like listening to us, I'm going to go ahead and say, if you rock with me, rock with him.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
My brother.
Yes, indeed. And you will be thoroughly fulfilled with his music and his movement. Man, thank you, brother.
Thank you.
Continue success.
Thank you.
All right, and then pick up the project Radio Silence. This is All of Us featuring Yummy Bingham.
Yummy Bingham. Shout out to Yummy Bingham.
And Jay Electronica.
Shout out to Jay Elect.
Thanks for coming through.
It's Sway in the morning. On Shea 45.